On this course, we've got 3 different types of media that you'll be using. All the lectures are videoed, as you're watching now. For the exercises, there are 2 options. Many of the exercises are videoed as well, so you can actually follow me doing the exercises. For some of the exercises, they're individual, so there isn't a video. You actually will have to follow the exercise in the exercise guide. In fact, you'll be given the exercise guide, which is well over 100 pages. It covers all of the exercises, both the ones that are videoed and the ones you'll do on your own. And if you just follow the exercise guide, you can do any of the exercises. To perform the exercises, you've got to have the software on your machines, so laptops or PCs, so you need to prepare. If you go to the exercise guide, you'll see that there's an appendix called pre-exercise preparation, and that tells you how to set up the PC or laptop with each of these different applications. Some of them you'll have already, for instance Excel. Most of the others I doubt, but they don't take long to either download and install, or in many of the cases they're just available across the web. For one of them you'll have to register, and that's for the combinatorial testing, but that's all been organised in advance. So what course materials do you get for this? Well, you get all the lectures and exercise videos. You'll get a handout at the beginning, this testing syllabus, the slides, the exercise guide, and you'll also get given a practice exam. This slide shows the set of course materials you're given for the course. Obviously, you'll be given access to the lecture and exercise videos. You'll also be given the actual syllabus along with an AI-specific glossary. You'll also be given a copy of every one of the slides you're watching, including the one now. These are useful for adding notes to. As I've previously mentioned, there's an exercise guide. This is well over 100 pages, and this describes every one of the exercises in detail. For those of you who want to take the exam, there's a practice exam. This is provided by ISTQB, and it provides examples of questions for each of the different learning objectives, along with explanations, and is a good way of checking whether or not you're ready to take the real exam. So, what does the real exam look like? It's very similar to CTFL, the foundation level. It's 40 multiple choice questions, and as you can see, we've got 4 K1 questions, so 4 recall questions, 29 K2s, where you have to understand, so the vast majority there, and both K1 and K2 are worth 1 point per question. If you only do the K1s and K2s, you can pass the exam, because that would give you 33 marks, and you only need 31 to pass. There are 3 K3 questions and 4 K4 questions. So K3 is applying a method, such as a test technique, and the K4s are doing analysis. So looking at a scenario and working out what to do, or what techniques perhaps to choose for that particular scenario. That gives a maximum number of marks of 47, and you need 31 to actually pass the exam. As with most ISTQB exams, if there are 40 questions, you get given 1 hour to take the exam. If you're going to take the exam in a language other than your native language, then you get an extra 15 minutes, so you end up with 75 minutes. It's a closed book exam, so you're not allowed to take any books into the exam with you. It will be invigilated, and photo ID will be required to make sure the person taking the exam is the person who gets the certificate. Don't worry about the exam. If you do the course, if you do all the exercises, you should have no worries about passing the exam. So, how to pass? During the course, I suggest you follow the slides on your copies. There are short exercises for each of the K3 and K4 learning objectives, and this gives you practice for when you see similar problems in the actual exam itself. There are also a number of hands-on exercises. Now, these are not examined. However, I've included material in the hands-on exercises to help you understand a number of the other learning objectives. So don't miss out the hands-on exercises. Understanding them and completing them will help you pass the exam. While going through the course, make your own notes on the slides. We can't put all the information on every slide, so make notes of what I say and the things that you think are the key points. After each session, I suggest you review the slides and your notes to make sure you understand everything. If there's any areas that you have problems with, the first port of call should be looking at the syllabus, which will give you detailed background. And of course, you can also use the sample exam. The course is expected to be hard work. There's no point doing it otherwise, but it's also supposed to be fun. If you can't answer any of the questions, then send them in to us and we'll respond as quickly as possible. And you can do that via the bulletin board or via email.